The Congressional Gold Medal is the highest civilian award bestowed by the U.S. Congress. In 1940, over 100,000 Chinese Americans lived in the United States. During World War II, 20,000 served in all branches of the U.S. Armed Forces. 40% were not even U.S. citizens. On October 30th, 2021, Sacramento honored local veterans with a gold medal presentation at the Elks Lodge. Many of their stories have gone unnoticed, and unfortunately, a majority of these veterans are no longer with us. We were privileged to talk with 4 World War II veterans still living in Sacramento, watch and listen to their recollections.
That's why he wrote a stack here. I have an even bigger stack of letters, and that's why
Thank you. Remain standing, and we'll have the national anthem.
To the 3 World War II veterans and the 8 World War II widows here in attendance today, we thank you for your service. We thank you for your sacrifice. We thank you for your heroism. We thank you for the legacy that you're leaving behind. We thank you for all that you've done. And for far too long, you went unrecognized, underappreciated, and we're thrilled to finally make sure that we honor you.
Well, on December 7, 1941, they were wondering what happened all of a sudden when we were invaded, when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. And I can tell you for the 4 gentlemen who are here with us today, they probably had something in their minds that had no thought about representing this country. From the country of their birth, they came here to the country of their worth, where they established themselves. They made lives for themselves after serving in the U.S. military, and serving proudly, as a matter of fact. Every single step of the way, when they were asked to do something, they stepped up and did what they had to do.
At this time, we'd like to have Major General Stephen Tom, U.S. Army retired, to come up to present some medals.
On behalf of the United States Congress and from a grateful nation, I wish to present this medal to Albert Lee, veteran of the United States Army. Congratulations. Thank you. On behalf of a grateful nation and from the United States Congress, please accept this Congressional Gold Medal to your grandfather, Herbert Yee. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
This morning we're talking with Ruth Jang, a very unique woman, because not only are you one of the fewer than 20 living veterans from World War II, Chinese American World War II veterans still living in the Sacramento area, I think you may be the only female.
yes.
You're very unique. And I'm very happy to be here today.
They liked my work. They promoted me to a corporal by then.
You were promoted.
Yeah, and then I get to take the recovered soldiers to all the Broadway shows. I would take them, because I don't know how I could. Right now I can't even find my way around town, let alone New York, you know. So take them by subway to go to all the Broadway shows. I used to take about 2 soldiers, you know.
And they were recovering in the hospital?
Yeah, they recovered.
So that was good therapy for them.
Yeah, but it's free, see.
And it was free.
Yeah, all the.
And how long did you stay in New York? In Long Island?
Until the war was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go to dances with the
Yeah.
soldiers or the military?
Right. And usually, you don't mix, because I'm Asian,
Uh-huh.
but there was no discrimination. They asked me to dance, and they call it NCO, not non-commissioned officers club, and they sell liquor like beer. We didn't no hard liquor, but beer.
Oh,
But then I don't like beer. We drink Coke, I remember Coca-Cola with my girlfriend. So she liked to dance also. So we always go together.
you're good
But
pals.
there's no date now. We just go to the club and
Right.
dance. And then 9 o'clock we had to come back to the barracks because, you can't stay out longer than that.
Ah, right. Let's fast forward to how you reconnected
With what?
with Harry Jang, your
After
husband.
the war we came back and we dated. Let's see, we went to, he was going to Cal at the time, Harry.
To Cal Berkeley.
Yeah, and I went back to school at City College.
Mm-hmm.
He was a navigator.
He was a navigator on planes,
Yeah, he belonged to the outfit that's called 306.
the 306.
They didn't name it First Over Germany.
The
So,
first over Germany. That was a very dangerous job.
Yeah, he flew 35 missions. Oh, and then what's interesting is that those pilot asked him, "How come you're zigzagging all over the place?" And then Harry had the French underground told him where all the what do you call those guns?
Miss
Artillery.
Art.
What?
Artillery placement.
Oh, anti-aircraft gun?
Yeah.
Anti-aircraft guns.
Yes, where they were.
Oh.
So that's why he zigzagged and to avoid them. So this plane was never shot. So they come back and they buy him drink because he's a navigator. That was funny.
He was
The lead plane, remember?
he was a navigator in the lead plane.
Lead plane, yeah.
That was even more dangerous.
Yeah.
So tell me about your children. How many do you have?
I have 3.
You have 3 children.
I have 2 girls. Grant is the oldest, and the Sergey is the second, and the boy is named Harry, but we call him Bobby.
Okay. So Harry was buried with honors at Arlington in
97.
1998, sometime around there.
I can't remember.
That's all right, and you want to be buried with him
Yes.
in
Oh, yeah, they
Arlington.
reserved that spot for me already.
They've reserved a spot for you. You just continue to be very special.
I think we would be the only couple, Asian couple,
Well, they're
in
not
Arlington.
Good morning, Bob. How are you?
Oh, so.
So, you look very dapper today. I see that you're wearing a lot of the medals that you have received during your service in World War II, and you're wearing your Veterans of Foreign Wars hat. I'm assuming that was the Japanese you were talking about. Were able to intercept radio messages.
They do all
And
the time.
And they cut the telephone lines. So headquarters decided they wanted somebody who was small in stature and someone who could move fast. The drawback was that all of us Asians looked alike.
Yeah.
I agreed, and I was assigned to be a runner. I mean, were you ever mistaken by the American or Filipino troops to be Japanese? Did anybody ever think you were Japanese?
I don't know why, but I've been threatened by all kind of, Mm-hmm. But I ignore it because it's just part of the. I didn't have too much problem.
That particular Battle of Luzon, like I said, was the second largest battle in the Pacific, even more casualties, more people injured. You're very lucky to come back alive,
Yeah.
considering one of those jobs you had that you had to physically take messages. And I remember hearing you say once to somebody that there were many times you thought, this is it. I might not come back. I might not get back to where I started. It must have been very scary. After the battle, the US and Philippine resistance troops were successful in 1945 in recapturing the Philippines and defeating the Japanese. Your unit was then assigned, I understand, to go to Japan.
Yeah, that's what we were, occupation.
After you came back, you got discharged from the service. You told me you went back to China. Why did you go back to China? To find a bride?
But basically, that was the idea.
You found a good woman for a bride,
Oh,
brought her to Sacramento, and raised a family.
mm-hmm.
How many children did you raise with your wife?
There's Lana, Dana, Robert Jr., Grant, and Leslie, and then Dale got into an accident years ago.
Well, good afternoon, Joe. How are you doing today?
Oh, fine, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And today we are talking with Joe F. Yee.
The higher up sent us to a signal corps base in Georgia. And from there to what I learned how to operate a system called the GCA, stands for Ground Control Approach. This is to guide a friendly airplane to land during a blackout.
Oh, okay. Okay. That sounds very complicated.
Well, actually, it's not complicated. I happen to be able to become a crew chief, which control about 6 technicians with me. And we go all over the airfield, including the Naval Air Station, to install this ground control approach system. So the friendly airplane can land during the blackout.
Your first wife, Fanny, was you knew from high school,
Yes,
and the two of you got married after you got discharged from the service,
no,
or after you graduated from college,
right.
and you raised a family. Unfortunately, you lost Fanny many years ago, but you were lucky enough to find love again.
She's a very good dancer, and she's a very good singer. And then I think she probably needed a partner to dance.
It's not easy to hit the milestone of 100 years, but you mentioned this earlier, that you have a motto, and that was like giving with all your heart, with everything you have. Today I'm sitting with Kenneth Marr. I'm going to call you Ken today, a proud veteran of World War II.
They shipped me to Southampton
Oh, Southampton in
Southampton.
England.
That's the embarkation point going across the channel.
Oh, yes, okay. But you saw combat almost right away.
Oh, when I got to the beach, everything was blown up. I mean, it just total destruction on the beach. You got blown up vehicle, foxhole by the thousand, right on the hill. And well, thank God I didn't walk right into the to combat.
How long did that operation take? How long were you in Brest?
Well, I was there about a week,
About a week.
almost 2 weeks, about total.
Okay.
We end up in a small town like Eupen or Eupen, 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 small town, Belgium, and that's in the Ardennes. It's an Ardennes area.
The region of Belgium.
December the 16th, the Germans make a counterattack. The whole front was on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, and right away, the captain comes, or officer comes in. It was in the warehouse. They converted in the repo depot. He said, "Get your gun. We're gonna go out in the outskirts of the city and make some look around, see if there's any German filtered through there or not."
How?
Pretty soon, a whole bunch of German with a white coat on put a gun right in there. That's how I was captured.
So you were captured. This begins another chapter in your military life that a lot of other veterans didn't experience. May we and future generations never forget the contributions made by our World War II veterans. Your sacrifices have made it possible for many of us to live the American dream. Thank you for your service.